Margaret Nowak, and I'm an art therapist. I work at the University of Michigan in the Comprehensive Cancer Center, where we offer art therapy as a complementary therapy for patients with cancer. I'm going to make a project today that can be used for a memory book. It takes you one step up from scrapbooking, or you can even use it as a greeting card. And they basically look like this. Here's a sample of one that's completed. So the first thing we're going to start with are some 4-inch pieces square of cardboard. And this is just a very simple piece of cardboard, but you can also use mat board in different colors and cut that. So 4 inches square, and you'll need 2 of these, and you'll need 1 to 3 pieces of paper that's 8 inches square that will create your little origami centers. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold this from point to point to create a triangle. And you can crease down your edges with anything that you have handy. This happens to be a bone folder. You can use the edges of your scissors in the same way. You don't have to have anything particular. And then you open this up and lay it down with the point facing up. And the next step is to fold it from side to side. And then open that up and fold it the opposite way. And here's where the magic happens. You open it up this way, and those centers fold right into the center like this. So there's your little opening. Then you're going to take some handmade paper, and this is a oil spill paper, but you're going to cut these into sheets that are 6 inches big. So I've got 2, one for my front cover and one for my back cover. And you'll see how this just fits right around here, and I've got a little bit, about 1 inch on each side, maybe a little bit more. So your next step is to take some glue, just put a little line of glue all the way around. And you can rub that in with your fingers. I usually don't. And just attach that. And if you have loose edges, you can add a little more glue if you want. But you're going to be gluing your little origami pages in here, and that tends to get everything flat. So now I have my 2 little covers. You have 2 choices for making your ties on these little books. And this one has ties on each side, so one in the front and one in the back. And this one, both of the ties go through the back. The difference here is that when you tie this, you cover the front. So if you have a design like this on the front, that's upside down, then if you were to bring the ribbons across the front, you would hide this. So that's why you have a couple of options. And for this one, you basically would just glue your ribbon. So all that you need to do is put a little glue. So in order to fill the inside, I want to show you, in this book I chose 2 different colors of origami paper. There's a white, if we look from the top, there's a white, 2 whites and a red. And you can choose whichever colors you like for that process. And all that you need to do is you're going to put a line of glue down the center and just lightly around the back. I'm going to line them up in here, and they go like this. So you'll want to glue them in this manner so that they open correct. And black next. And this black paper is, this is cardstock, just plain old white computer cardstock. The yellow is also. This black is a piece of construction paper, and sometimes I use construction paper. That works well too. And just like the other one that opened this way, this will get attached right on to this next color. You're going to add glue to this last piece. Then once you complete this part, that's when you begin filling the inside. And you can use a variety of items for this. You can fill these books, they can be memory books of specific memories that you have, times of your life, trips that you've taken, journeys that you're going on. Even for people who do have cancer, you can create a book of memories that expresses your experience of cancer and going through cancer treatment. So what you put on the inside can be a combination of a variety of things. You can actually use photographs. You can use magazine cutouts. You can use little poems, little quotes, things that have been inspirational for you, things that you might even use that could be helpful for meditation, or just reflecting on things that are important to you. So I like this little picture here, and this white blends right in, so I'm going to set it off by putting it on a black background. So I've got this that I can put here. On these sides, you can add other things. You can do more paper. For example, if I cut some of these complementary sheets of color into triangles, you can add triangles here for color. And then you can add additional photographs here or words. These are little stickers that are kind of nice. This is another piece of paper that it's cardstock, and I just ran bits of poetry on there, which is where I got this quote from here. And I might add a word to one of these corner pieces, like the word care. Now for your front, you can do a variety of things, and I have lots of different things that can be used. I've got some of these little leaves that are kind of nice, but none of these really match with my cover. So this one does, but it blends in. You sometimes have to play with these to see what works. And there are just lots of choices for collage. And I don't really like that either. So I'm going to go back to my black paper, which I think might work better. And we'll put that as a little shape in the center. And then I'm going to add to that some more gold. And sometimes with collage, you just have to move things around a little bit to find a way that you really like the way things look. And that's kind of one of the beauties of collage, is you can really play with things. And I also have some buttons here. So what I'm going to do on the top of this is just make a little assortment of buttons. And I'll play with those. I always play with those too to see what kind of a arrangement I might like. Maybe something just simple like that. And I think a word for this also. I think priceless. And when this is all completed, you'll be able to tie your ribbon closed. So here's another shot of our finished project.